एवं विष्णुपाद परिव्राज का आचार्य स्तोत्र सदाशिव सभे शरणारविंद स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की। एवं विष्णुपाद परिव्राज का आचार्य स्तोत्र सदाशिव भक्त सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। श्री 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 राधा गोपीजन भगवान की। राय पतवान वररी की। All glories to Assembly Lord. All glories to Assembly Lord. All glories to Assembly Lord. All glories, all glories, all glories, Shiva and Lord Shila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining this Bhagavatam class. I have no qualification, and on the instructions of His Grace Shyam Kishore Prabhuji. So I'm doing this little service, and please forgive me if I make any mistakes. As your humble servant, please excuse me and then give your blessings. Seek your blessings. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 32, verse number 20. The chapter is Entanglement in Fruitive Activities. Please repeat after me. Dakshinena pataryamna Pitralokam rajantite Jamanu prajayante Smashananta kriyakritaha Dakshinena pataryamna Pitralokam rajantite Prajamanu prajayante Samshananta kriyakritaha Dakshinena pataryamna Pitralokam rajantite Jamanu prajayante Samshananta kriyakritaha Dakshinena pataryamna Pitralokam rajantite Jamanu prajayante Samshananta kriyakritaha Dakshinena pataryamna Pitralokam rajantite Prajamanu prajayante Samshananta kriyakritaha Dakshinena pataryam na yatra lokam rajanti te prajamanu prajayante samshananta kriya kritaha. Dakshinena pataryam na yatra lokam rajanti te prajamanu prajayante samshananta kriya kritaha. Dakshinena, southern, patha, by the path, Aryamanaha, of the sun, Pitralokam, to Pitraloka, Vrajanti, go, they, Prajam, their families, Anu, along with, Prajayante, they take birth, Samshana, the crematorium, Anta, to the end, Kriya, fruitive activities, Kritaha, performing. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charana Aravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Such materialistic persons, please repeat after me. Such materialistic persons are allowed to go to the planet called Pitraloka by the southern course of the sun. But they again come back to this planet, birth in their own families, beginning again the same fruitive activities from birth to the end of life. Such materialistic persons are allowed to go to the planet called Pitraloka by the southern course of the sun. But they again come back to this planet and take birth in their own families, beginning again the same fruitive activities from birth to the end of life. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, verse 21, it is stated that such persons are elevated to the higher planetary systems. As soon as their lifetimes of fruitive activity are finished, they return to this planet, and thus they go up and come down. Those who are elevated to the higher planets again come back into the same family for which they had too much attachment. They are born, and the fruitive activities continue again until the end of life. There are different prescribed rituals from birth until the end of life, and they are very much attached to such activities. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Nena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Nena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vacha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrunda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Girim Yatkrupa Tamahom Mande Shri Gurum Denatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. As we are continuing discussion on Lord Kapila Muni's instructions to his mother Devahuti, and very, very important instructions for all of us to imbibe, inculcate, and follow. So, in the previous verses up to this verse, Kapila Muni is telling about people who are in the materialistic way of life, and then how, even though you attain higher planetary systems, even including Satyalok, but still, you know, you at the time of annihilation, if you have already, attained that perfection, you may be again recreated in the same lok as Brahmaji, or like you can continue. Otherwise, you are coming back when you are going to Swargalok and all those planets where you will consume your, as Yugal Kishore Prabhu said, your credit card. You have a limit. When you consume it, then that's it. You cannot go further and then swipe it like that. Once all those opulences, you can call it, because in previous verses it is said, you can drink the somras and enjoy all the um, um, opulences in the higher planetary systems. But once your pious karma is done with, then you have to come back to this material life again, going in the cycle of birth and death. Here, Srila Prabhupada mentions the verse from Bhagavad Gita, which is 9.21. So the translation goes like this: when they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure, and the results of their pious activities are exhausted, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of the three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. So here, in the verse, we see that such materialistic persons are allowed to go to the planet called Pitraloka. I was reading, Pitraloka is where Yamaraj stays. And when the Jivas go, Jivatma goes there and he consults Chitragupta, and then you have all the account, because they have the supercomputers which capture all our activities, whatever we did. Based on that, we will be punished or will be sent to the respective planets where you have to enjoy your, or face the consequences of your karma. And Srila Prabhupada in the purports for 11th canto, 9th chapter, 29th verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, he says, Labhva sudurlabham idam bahu sambhavante manusyam ardhadam anityam apiha dhiraha turnam yate tanapate anumrityu yavan Niheyasyam Vishaya Kalau Sarvatah Shata. After many, many births and deaths, one achieve the rare human form of life, which, although temporary, affords one the opportunity to attain the highest perfection. Thus, a sober human being should quickly endeavor for the ultimate perfection of life as long as his body, which is always subject to death, has not fallen down and died. After all, sense gratification is available even in the most abominable species of life, whereas Krishna consciousness is possibly only for a human being. Very important. Human birth is rare, sudurlabham, and it is anityam, temporary, value, ardhadam, and anumrityu, always subjected to death. And are they not punching words? Because we, the living entities, I'm talking to myself, we take it for granted. Everything what we got, we take it for granted. As long as they are functioning very well, isn't it? In this, particularly in this country, America, as long as things are going smooth, it's good. And then something happens, then, any medical thing or whatever it is, Divyatirth Prabhu knows, you will get the bills which you cannot even imagine, But we take it for granted. Just imagine, as long as everything is functioning normally. Many a times I say, we are breathing. Are we consciously breathing? Oh, I have to breathe now. I forgot. Or the food you eat, do you make effort to digest it? No, it's happening automatically. But we take it for granted. But suddenly, your digestion system is giving trouble. Then all our focus goes on to that. Oh my God, I'm not able to digest, Prabhu. I'm having issues. Isn't it? So till such time, we take it for granted. Chalta hai attitude. Again, I'm talking to myself. But here, in this verse, and Prabhupada is very, very, keen and is emphasizing on this fact. And he also goes on elaborating on that in first canto, 5th chapter, 18th verse. Persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful end, which is not obtainable even by wandering from the topmost planet, Brahmaloka, to the lowest planet, Patala. So, wherever we are, doesn't matter. But our goal should be, purpose should be to attain that goal where we all should endeavor to go back home, back to Godhead, Golok Vrindavan. Prabhupada said it is possible in this life itself. If we can follow this simple process of chanting the holy name of the Lord and following the 4 regulative principles and associate with devotees and then do the devotional service. So, when we try to analyze here why we are trying to get caught up in this fruitive activities. Basically, here it is said, fruitive activities. Anything we do, we want to enjoy the results. We are looking for enjoying the results. I was listening to His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He made a very wonderful analysis and he presented it in such a way, He said, when we are getting attracted to the material things, either it could be family members, or friends, your car, your home, whatever you call it, or your gadgets, and even to your body. So, the way we are attracted is we are falsely attracted. We are In ignorance, we are getting attracted. But that attraction, Maharaj says, is because there is presence of Krishna in every of those material elements. Yes? He is present in every, and that is causing us to get attracted to that. But in reality, what we are supposed to get attracted to is to that Supreme Lord Krishna, the all attractive. Krishna means the all attractive. But instead, we are getting attracted to these false things because of our ignorance. Isn't that a strong point? Imagine, like, no, when the life source is not there in a body, are we getting attracted to that dead body? No. I was listening, some time back, maybe somebody shared when the person died and they had to keep the body the whole night. And they were asking, can you please stay with the body? And then children said no, friends said no. They asked the wife, can you stay with the body in the room all night? She said no. So that's what happens when the life force leaves. There's no more attraction. And unfortunately, we are getting attracted to these temporary things in life. There is this story about a man, you must have heard, who is very rich. And he got so many millions of dollars. And then suddenly he had to face death. Death can come anytime, isn't it? And death is at his doorstep. And it said, my dear sir, it's time. Let's go. And then he said, he's a big businessman. And he said, no, I have certain things to take care of. Please give me at least a month. I have to take care of so many things. The death said, no, sir. It doesn't work like that. I can't give you 1 month. And he says, okay, at least give me 1 week. I'll give you $1 billion. Give me 1 week. And that says, no, my dear sir, you're not understanding. I can give you 1 week. And he says, give me 1 day. I'll give you $20 billion. Just give me 1 day. I'll sort out my things. Sir, I cannot give you any time. He says, give me 1 hour. All my life, I accumulated $100 billion. I'm going to give you. Take it. But just give me. Death laughs at his face. You are ready to give all your life to turmoil for acquiring $100 billion. And what is the bargain he's making now? Just. Don't you realize the importance of time when you are after that acquiring that $100 billion? And now you are all that worth of life, how much you have struggled. Now you are ready to sacrifice just for. That is the conditioning we are having. That is the conditioning we are having. We are after all these material comforts, benefits. As it says, no, ahara nidra bhaya of the famous quote. What is the difference between an animal and a human being if we are going after these things? And these attractions. And Maharaj, again, gives another wonderful thing. He was telling, one time, one brahmachari, basically somebody is taking the brahmachari out. Obviously, is leaving the family. And then the parents were crying, the relatives were crying, please, don't leave us. We cannot live without you. And the brahmachari said, no, I'm going. And they are in pain, they're crying. Maharaj is explaining, very wonderful point. He's telling, they are feeling that separation is because of the love they have for that child, for that person, for that family member. Isn't it? The intensity of love, you have that much intensity of a separation. You will feel. Yes or no? So much love you have, you feel that separation. Maharaj is making the point. What is the status or standard of soul? It is 1/10,000 times the tip of a hair. It is tiny, and which is part and parcel of that supreme soul, the super soul, which is, you can't even define the size of it. And if you are having that much attachment and love towards the tiny spark which is there in that person, how much attraction or love you should have for that super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead. Isn't it? Unfortunately, we don't turn towards Krishna. We don't turn towards Krishna. We try to get away from Krishna. The chanting we do. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. What's the meaning? Prabhupada says, we are begging. We are begging to Srimati Radharani. Radhini Shakti, give me service. We just are about to verge of finishing our 16 rounds. Bhagavatacharya Prabhu comes. Prabhu, we need some help in washing the pots. What do we say? Prabhu, I have something to do. We'll come up with some excuse. I'm talking to myself again. You're all exalted devotees. Right from all the acharyas to a Sunday school child, I am lower than them because I'm seeing our Sunday school children, Bhuvana Krishna or whoever it is, they're wonderfully reciting Brahma Samhita prayers, or, the girls, they sing nicely, all the songs, and they are much more elevated state. And they're all, very fortunate to be practicing this process of Krishna consciousness from that age. I'm very unfortunate. I got in touch with Krishna consciousness at a very late age. So I consider myself, lower than all those wonderful children. And how about all of you? So basically, the point here is we are getting attracted to false things. And this attraction can be to anything. This, again, I want to quote, you must have heard this, like this person who is very rich, he owns a big jewelry shop in Mumbai. Big jewelry shop. Jhaveris, something like that. And he was hitting death. And he is struggling for his breath. That all that kapha and everything comes in your throat. You can't speak. And he has 4 children. He's surrounded by these 4 children. And they're looking at him anxiously. And then he's trying to say something. But his, all the kapha is not allowing to say something. And the children are wondering, maybe, he has some message to tell us. So they're requesting the doctor, do something, please, my dad, say something to us. And he's struggling. He's looking at them and then struggling. And the doctor said, I can't do anything. Please, we'll give you this much money. Take this money, do something. And then, give some injection. So it just clears up his throat. He says, you're all here. Who is looking after the jewelry shop? See, we are laughing at it. But that's the fact. That's the fact. I don't know, I shared previously, I was living in Seattle and my roommate was, Bhakti Vikas Maharaj's disciple, His Grace Madhav Gaurang Prabhu, Gopinath Prabhu. So we were living in upstairs condominium, and in the bottom portion, there's one old lady, very old, could be 85, 90 years. She's living all alone. Sometimes his children come and, but she's living all alone with assisted living. Somebody comes in. So we thought like, we'll go and give some prasadam, and, So we were going and giving prasadam. And this is her consciousness. I'm saying, when we're talking about like, something like, you do, just we are doing some chanting. She's saying, where's my scissors? Where's my scissors? So, what is this? And then she says, my mom has given that scissors. Okay, where is my scissors? So her consciousness is focusing on some material object with scissors, and she is so much attached to it, which her mother has given. Can you just imagine? Not even any person. I don't know what she's going to become. Maybe a tailor or, I don't know. Based on, Garga Samhita, whatever it is, I don't know. But you never know what are you focusing on. That's why Raja has said, like, we have to focus. This whole program is outlined for us, starting from Mangalarti. Today, I'm grateful to Rohini Nandan Prabhu. He allowed me to start my day by singing Mangalarti. And if Krishna allows us, today, we are going to put them to rest. So what a good fortune, isn't it? Just next door to us. Whose mercy? Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Because of mercy, we have this. But how many of us are able to avail this opportunity? In a proximity of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe maximum 15 minutes. But still, they are standing here, waiting for our darshan. Yes, really speaking, yes or no? Are we coming to take their darshan, or are they waiting for, for our darshan? They are standing there. They are waiting for our darshan. Hey, come, my dear devotees. I'm here. Please take darshan. Again, I'm talking to myself. We have to bring up that seriousness in our life. Otherwise, life goes on. We are devotee, externals doesn't matter. We are having nice tilak, wonderful dress. You come to the temple, honor prasadam, you mingle with devotees. Externally, everything is good. But is an ornament of a devotee? What is an ornament of a devotee? The ornament of a devotee is humility. How humble we are. How we are having the dealings with the devotees. Because the mercy of a devotee is, you can't even imagine. Just Srila Prabhupada's mercy, he transformed so many souls within a very short period of time. And is he proud of it? Of course, he should be proud of it, isn't it? He took the holy names, crossed the ocean, which the sannyasis don't do. They're not supposed to do. If you go to Madhava Sampradaya, if you go south, they say you cannot cross the oceans to other countries. But he crossed over, he came here and he gave this message. And because of his mercy, so many people transformed. And did he take the credit? No. With 150th birth anniversary or appearance day of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, there were so many short videos shared. Srila Prabhupada, I don't know how many of you are watching those. And Prabhupada, you can see his humility. He said, all of you, dear disciples, you are all planted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in different countries to help me. And it is my Guru Maharaj's mercy that you are all here helping me. Because of current government, at least, these achievements of, great acharyas like Srila Prabhupada are recognized. Imagine the achievement in 10 years he did, establishing 108 temples across the globe and wandered around the globe 14 times. And He took all these white elephants, those guys, they call it, all these Western devotees to Mayapur. And it's a big festival. And everybody is praising Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, no, it's my Guru Maharaj's mercy. Is he making it up? No. That's his humble nature. That humility should be there. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, at that age when he is writing, he is telling, he is telling like, no, don't take my name. You'll go to hell. Is he making it up? No. That is their humility. That is their humble nature. Sanatana Goswami, we know that pastime where he was invited to lunch prasadam to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was taking forever. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, honored the prasadam, and he's taking rest. Sanatana Goswami comes. My dear Sanatan, where did you go? What happened? You live so close by. Why did you take so long? Did you come in the shortest way from your home, or you took the long way? Sanatana Goswami Maharaj says, humble way. I took the long way, my dear. Why? You should have come through the temple. It's so near. He says, no, I don't want to, come in front of the devotees who are taking the darshan, who are coming to take darshan of their lordships. It's a humble mood. He's an exalted devotee. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course, he says, the demigods are waiting to take your association, take your darshan. But Sanatana Goswami, being himself, is very humble. Lord asks, why did you take so much? Your whole body is having blisters. Now the only part which is not having any problem is your lotus feet. Show me your feet. Because he walked in the scorching heat all that long distance, the blisters. Those are the devotees. And I'm talking to myself, I have absolutely no qualification to talk about humility. But I take this opportunity as a service. When I speak, at least it hits me. Hits me hard here. So that I can just make an effort to, at least try to put that into practice. That's very important. Sometimes, externally people say like, oh, Saci Prabhu, you wear ironed, nice dhoti, always wear nice, flashy clothes and all that. I just want to clarify. And one time, I don't know how many of you know Radha Krishna Prabhu, disciple of Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj in Houston. I think he's an initiating guru, I think now. So he's a brahmachari. He was, teaching us Bhakti Shastri back in Seattle times. And my roommate and we were going and we were presenting the Krishna conscious philosophy in a library. About 150 people are expected to come. And my roommate, he thinks he's a sadhu, and he had put the clothes in, the washer, and he pulled out, and it is all pulled up, and he wore the dhoti and he's ready to go. Radha Krishna Prabhu said, stop. It's time, we have to go. Change your dress, press your dhoti. He said, why, Prabhu? No, it's okay, Prabhu. No, you are representing ISKCON. You are a brand ambassador of ISKCON. So you have to go and present yourself properly. I'm not talking about who has taken, renounced order of life, sannyasis or brahmacharis. I'm talking about as a grihastha practice. You have to present yourself in a proper way. So why I'm bringing up this point is, everybody is looking at us. When a brand ambassador, let us say a celebrity is there, all media, everybody is watching, isn't it? A word they speak, one act they do, it is caught. Anyone misstep, then it is all over the newspapers, headlines. Yes or no? We are the brand ambassadors of the moment created by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanarinda Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. So everybody is looking at us. Every act we do, every word we say, oh, you are ISKCON devotees. Why are you behaving like this? Or why are you saying this? Yes or no? We don't realize that. We don't realize that. Fortunately or unfortunately, we are deep into this. I would say fortunately. Yes or no? We are into this Krishna consciousness. So we have to be conscious of that factor that we are representing. We are devotees. By hook or crook, you fake it to make it. But you have to behave. You have to show that. You have to walk the talk. Again, I'm talking to myself. Otherwise, it's not you. It's not, hey, nobody will talk about Saci Suta Prabhu, Saci Suta Das. They'll talk about, hey, that is ISKCON Prabhu, like, it's doing like this, doing like that. I'll just give an example. We have, Radhayatra, we have dosa stall, isn't it? Like, no, I have some kind of a temperament, we were serving out dosas. So one person, like, there's somebody ordered, plain dosa, and like it became 5 minutes. And then somebody else came, Prabhu, like, no, plain dosa. So I gave him. He said, that is cold. I want hot dosa. And momentarily, I just reacted. Prabhu, it doesn't matter, Prabhu, just take it. And then the anger I showed, he said, you are a devotee and, you are talking like this. Treat me hard. We have to be very careful. We are not consciously doing it. Sometimes, moment of, but we have to be very careful. Particularly amongst devotees. Because any word, it goes like an arrow. You can't take it back. You know that famous example, no? Once father asks him, a child to, put nails into the board. He keeps putting the nails into the board and then pull out the nail. Then that hole is made. Once it's made, it is there. In spite of you go and, beg forgiveness and all those things. But that, that impact would be there, particularly with Vaishnavas. The way we deal with. We have to be very careful. And we have to give utmost importance for associating with devotees. We always have these how questions. Prabhu, how can I be sincere? Prabhu, how can I chant nicely? Prabhu, how can I sing nicely? Or how can I do this nicely? You start doing this. You take association of the people who are sincere. Who is a good cook. You want to learn cooking. Don't go. Associate, beg Ravindra Priya Prabhu or Giriraj Prabhu. Go and help them. Learn cooking from them. Or you want to come every day for Mangalarti. Take the shelter of lotus feet of His Grace Shyam Kishore Prabhu. Just bow down. Take the dust from his lotus feet and put on your head. You'll be blessed. And every day you'll be here for Mangalarti. I stole his the dust particle from his lotus feet. No, why I'm telling you is this association is very, 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 very important. I'll just tell, this is not something like personal thing, but when I share my personal experience, just we can relate, So how the devotees' blessings or mercy, come into our life. First time, 2006, I went to Vrindavan. And first time I went for Kartik Yatra, and, I saw all those exalted Russian devotees, and I was thinking myself, like, what am I? When Maharaj comes, everybody flat on the floor and paying dandavats on the road. And I was looking at my dhoti, white dhoti. And then everybody flat. Nothing, whether there it is, mud is there, doesn't matter. Boom. You should see Russian devotees. You should make yatra with them. Very strong. Very strong. And they save whole year. All the year they save money to come to Vrindavan to do the yatra. Anyway, that's a different story. But then I went to Tirupati. And I was in the flight, flying from Hyderabad to Tirupati. And I was chanting, obviously. I was just chanting. And then somebody, 4 seats in the front, he was looking at me like this. He's a North Indian. He's been like 3-4 times I noticed. Saying, why is he looking at me? And then when we came to Tirupati airport, he got on and he came to me. Prabhu, are you going to ISKCON? I said, yes. Oh, I have a car, and if you don't mind, you can join me. I'm also going to ISKCON. I don't know, like this. So a North Indian new person. I said, like, okay, just okay. I hopped into his car and we went to ISKCON temple. And I had some connections in ISKCON Tirupati. And I requested them previously, called them, like, I'm coming. Can you please arrange some darshan for me? They said, yeah. And Prabhu said, yeah, we are arranging. And that Prabhu, we got ready. And he said, like, in 1 hour, the car will be ready. One Prabhu will come take you to darshan. So I said, okay. So that Prabhu whom I came with, he and myself, we were ready. And that one, another Prabhu, like in Tirupati, you see, people wear white dhoti and, white shirt and some chadar on the top, dalari kind of a thing. They take you. The Prabhu came and I said, Prabhu, are you ready? Yeah, we went upstairs, up hills. And every 5 minutes, there is an announcement. Please do not come with recommendations for darshan. How many of you have been to Tirupati? It was a very rush time, and they are saying every 5 minutes. And we are that case, recommendation case. And this Prabhu goes to the EO office, and then comes back with a small slip. He says, let's go. And then he directly takes, whoever had been to Tirupati, he directly took right through the entrance, main entrance, into the Garbhagudi. Directly. And he told, there is a supervisor there. He was addressing me as Swami. Swami came from America, Darshan. So two went, they pulled that Prabhu, that North Indian, they pulled him because they gave 2 seconds, And that supervisor pulled me this side. You stay here and take darshan. And I was standing there and taking darshan. It's unimaginable. You only get fraction of a second like that. Chalo, chalo, padandi, padandi, jargu, jargu. Yeah. I was taking darshan, and then, I was just, after that, I was just looking at the supervisor. He was not even looking at me. After some time, he said, like, are you satisfied? He said, yes. And I was wondering, wow, what a darshan. And then some of you had been to Tirupati. Around Tirupati, the main shrine, there are small rooms where they have, the gold coins and all that. And then there is one room. And this Prabhu took both of us there, that room. I never had been to that room. He said, like, come inside. I said, inside? Yeah, come inside. We went inside. And then one pujari was there. This Swami came from America. Give blessings. See, he opened a Godrej almirah. And he pulled out Lord Balaji's dress. Unka dhoti pehna tha na, and this is full of that camphor. And he took that and put on my head. And this is a shaven head. And that is very thanda, cold. And I was in trance. I was thinking, wow, what a mercy. And then we came out. And then he said, do you want tirtha? Then the tirtham they give, like we give, they make very nice with the tulsi leaves, very unique taste. I said, hey, I just took it. You want to take it home? I said, yeah, sure, bro. So he gave 3 bottles of that tirtha. You take it home, it stays. It doesn't get stale. I said, okay. And then, the Dvajastamba in front of the Lord, they don't allow. They put a fence. He said, he opened it. You can go inside and pray to Dvajastamba. I said, wow, I did that. And after that, they give free prasadam. Yes? There, when you take darshan and you go, they give small laddu or something as a free prasadam. Like we give, in the same leaf, they give prasadam. And there, he spoke to that pujari who was distributing. The Swami came from America. He left that. He said, Prabhu, please sit there. So we both were sitting. He went inside on a big, that aluminum tray. He put all shakar pongal, the daddojan, pulihora, all these laddu and everything he brought. Prabhu, you take whatever. I was wondering. Then we stepped out, came out of the temple. And then he asked, how many kalyan laddus you want? So kalyan laddu, one, this big laddus. If you do Lord's kalyan, they'll give. I was saying, Prabhu, maybe 15. Is 15 okay, or you want 20? I said, like 15 okay. Of course, I had to pay to the air, authorities, because extra luggage. But I said, 15 laddus. And he gave. And the head pujari was walking by. And then he said, let's go. And he took both of us there. He is the head pujari of Tirumala. Big tilak and, he's walking. He said, this Swami is from America. Can you give blessings? So he bowed down and he gave blessings. And then I was thankful to this Prabhu. The reason is, almost every year I used to go to Tirupati. My father worked in railways. That was the reason. They have free pass. I used to go to Tirupati, take Balaji Darshan. I never had in my life. We did Kalyanam, we did what is that? Different sevas are there for Balaji. We did so many sevas. But I never got that opportunity or this kind of a darshan. I was profusely thanking this Prabhu. Prabhuji, thank you so much. And he said, this is his dialogue, please note. He said, I almost take every alternate day somebody or other to for darshan. Because, that somebody comes to, ISKCON Tirupati, very famous, because people come and he takes. And he said, today, you are fortunate that every place I went, that person is known to me. There are so many supervisors. He said, every place I went, those persons are known to me. It is your good fortune. He said, how can it be my good fortune? And I was so thankful. I wanted to give him some Lakshmi. The pujari, the devotee who connected me for this darshan. I said, Prabhu, the other devotee came, but this Prabhu is giving importance maybe because of my tilak and dhoti, and he's telling Swami, Swami, and then he's doing all this. And then he said that other Prabhu who had come, actually we arranged darshan for him. He donated tiles for the temple. He's a big industrialist in Delhi industry. He donated all the tiles for the temple. Actually, the darshan is arranged because you said you are coming. We tagged you along. And what happened? That Prabhu is silent. This Prabhu gave importance because he's a devotee. He said, you live in America, Prabhu. You came in dhoti and all these things he was telling me. So he gave all them. I said, Prabhu, can I give him some donation? Prabhu, don't do that mistake. He is the biggest donor. He gave 50 lakhs donation to temple. That Prabhu who took you to the temple. And SV University. Prabhu, big, so rich, is the biggest donor. And I just took him for, I thought some dalari who was taking, they take, to darshan. And I was trying to connect dots. Why did this happen to me? I don't deserve this. But still, Lord has shown this mercy. Why? With my mundane thing, and I was trying to contemplate. I was talking to Rasarani, and then we got the previous visit to India. I will end in 2 minutes, I'm sorry. The previous visit to India, from my childhood, actually, I had this habit. Every Saturday, I used to go to Balaji temple. Few miles, I used to go in my father's bicycle, those big bicycles, even though my legs were not reaching, you bike and then go a few miles and go first, Shupravata Arati. First Arati, 5 o'clock. You be there, they will do Arati, and the Pujari is very well known because every Saturday I go. His name is Padmanabha Swami. He knows my name, my father's name, my grandfather friend's name, and all their gotras. He's actually Aikasanda. 50 people are there for Archana. He comes and asks, what is your name? Gaurari. What is your gotra? Achyuta gotra. Like that he goes everybody. Isn't it? After that, they again do the flowers. He will do all the 50 people's names and gotras. Can you imagine? Yes, and I have a very good relationship with him. And that visit, previous visit, I went with my family to the same Balaji temple and I was inquiring about this Pujari. I didn't say him, where is he? He said he's sick, he's not coming anymore. I said, can I meet him? I want his address. And they gave my address. Old towns, it's not like structured. You have in India, like, your next door number, even if you give, you can't make out. Those days, Google is not there, whatever it is. So we went door to door inquiring in the morning, 7:30, trying to reach his home. And we went to his place. And such a person who was having that kind of a memory, he lost all the memory. And he has some, I don't know, Parkinson's or something, I don't know. He is kind of a vegetable. I mean, he's seeing, but he can't speak. So his son is taking care. He said, can you please wait? we are taking care of his father, and then they put tilak, everything, and then said, you can come. My daughters and my wife, we went, we paid obeisances to him, and then said, like, I told the wife and children, like, I used to, go to temple, and I know very, much he has been showing mercy. And then I saw, they put his hand on our head, giving the blessings. And then he was in such a state, like, I said, like, okay, whatever I can help. We just extended some help to that family in that situation. And I was trying to connect these two dots. He has been serving all his life, Lord Balaji. And little, very tiny little thing we did to that devotee. That could be the only reason, at least for my mundane calculation, I could think Lord has reciprocated in such a way, which is not equal in any material calculations or any calculations. But that's the reciprocation we get. That is the mercy of a devotee. The mercy of a devotee. We should continue to have that kind of an association where we can get that mercy from our congregational devotees. Doesn't matter what their age is. They are, as I'm telling, like, the small children, they're so elevated. They can tell the verses just left, right. Chapters, they can recite like that. Brahma Samhita, they can recite like that. They're learning Mridanga, they're learning Kartal. We can't just take it a small child only. This devotee is just chanting 3 rounds. Doesn't matter. I'll just end with this. How many of you know Dev Madhav Prabhu's story? How many of you know Dev Madhav? He was selling children's books, going door to door. And he went and knocked on the door of Braj Kumar Prabhu. Because Braj Kumar Prabhu has children, 3. So he thought he can sell the books. Braj Kumar Prabhu said, yeah, come in. And he said, I have better books to show you. Braj Kumar Prabhu showed him Bhagavad Gita. He came with books to sell, and the devotee, he gave. This reminds me, like Vaisheshik Prabhu, when they do this book distribution, door to door, they went and knocked on a door, and this, one person, 2-3 people came. They are in all these colors, with peers, rings, and all that. We are ghost worshippers. Why are you selling us, God books? And you know what Maharaj's answer is? You should have this book. Because you are the enemy of God. You should know about your enemy very well. So all about your enemy is written in this book. Take this Bhagavad Gita. And they took it. Somehow or other, you have to give the book. Anyway, what I was talking? Rajkumar Prabhu gave the book. And that's it. It's history. And he shaved his head. He came to the temple. He started doing service. And now he is propagating this holy name in many ways. Golok Prem Dham. Then Harmony Collective. And they go to all these Rainbow Festival, all these festivals, do kirtans, give out prasadam. Bring people from them there. And give them facility. You stay here for 6 months. And many people are becoming devotees. Just by the tint of association. And we have these exalted devotees all around us. The reason I'm telling about this is we have all these exalted devotees. Whether he's 1 rounder, 16 rounder, 8 rounder, or he's 3 years old, 7 years old, or 70 years old, doesn't matter. We have to take that humble position and give that respect to that Krishna who is there in that super soul, and think everybody as superior. I'm talking to myself, as superior to us. Then we can make progress on this path of Krishna consciousness. And we are not attracted to these worldly things, and we are only attracted to that Supreme Lord who is a loving Father. Hare Krishna. Please forgive me if I misstated anything. All this, as I said, every word is for myself. When I speak, it hits me hard so that I can bring the transformation, change in myself. And as your humble servant, please pray her for me so that I can make progress on the path of this bhakti. Hare Krishna. Any corrections? Questions means Shyam Kishore Prabhu will answer, but any comments or corrections?
For a wonderful class. I personally like the points which you talked about. Humility is the
Ornament.
The ornament on devotees and devotees' heart. That was wonderful, and especially the example you gave how much tiny we do, how much Lord reciprocates. That was so much more giving. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Raj. Anything else? Anybody online? Any question, comment, corrections?
Thank you. It was a very nice class, and thank you for sharing your personal realizations. Not everybody openly shares. Very grateful to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. I know it's not my personal glorification, but I just want to share so that we can relate easily. Sometimes for the person like me, who is a Mudha, may not be able to relate when I read the scriptures or when I hear. But when I hear these kind of activities or actions or these kind of realizations from other people, that gives me a lot of hope. So that's why I shared. So yeah.
Prabhuji, I was really shocked how nicely you connected the dots, how much you would have, put emphasis to understand why you were given that mercy to see Lord Balaji in so nicely, such beautiful darshan you could take, elaborate darshan, and how much effort you put to understand it. It's great. Thank you. Thank you for always setting up such high examples of consciousness, Krishna consciousness.
Thank you so much, Satipita Prabhu. Hare Krishna Dandavats. I echo what Shri Gaurangi is saying, because lot many times when we have experiences, introspecting it and taking lessons personally, sometimes we can just do it from our own journey, and that was really nice. Thank you again.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining. Hare Krishna.